Hello everyone, this is Anthara Mondal. Today I am going to talk about one of the most important concepts in economics, supply. My discussion will cover the definition of supply, its determinants, the law of supply, the supply schedule, and the difference between change in supply and change in quantity supplied. Supply. Supply is defined as the quantity of a good or service that producers are willing and able to offer for sale at a given price during a certain period of time, keeping other factors constant. For example, if the price of rice in the market is 50 taka per kilogram, farmers may be willing to supply 100 kilogram, but if the price increases to 70 taka, they may supply 1,500 kilograms. This shows that supply depends not only on the willingness but also on the ability of producers to sell. Determinants of supply. Now let's look at the factor that affect supply. These are called determinants of supply. Price of the commodity, input price, technology, season or natural conditions, and population. So, supply is not just about price, it is influenced by many external and internal conditions. Law of supply. Next comes the law of supply, which is one of the key principles of economics. The law states that other things remaining equal, the quantity of a goods supplied increases as its price increases and decreases as its price decreases. In short, when the price goes up, supply goes up. When the price goes down, supply goes down. This happens because producers are motivated by profit. If the price is higher, selling more gives them more profit. But if the price is lower, they may not find it worthwhile to supply much. Graphically, the supply curve slopes upward from left to right. This upward slope shows the direct relationship between price and quantity supplied. Supply function and equation. The supply relation can also be written as an equation, Qs equals C plus dP. This simple equation helps us calculate and draw the supply schedule. Supply schedule. Now let's move on to the supply schedule, which shows the relationship between price and quantity supplied in a table form. From this schedule, we can clearly see that as the price increases, the quantity supply also increases. This is a numerical proof of the law of supply. Now it is very important to understand the difference between change in supply and change in quantity supplied, because students often confuse these two terms. Change in quantity supply. This happens only due to a change in price of the same good. This is shown by a movement along the same supply curve, upward or downward. For example, if the price of mangoes rises, farmers supply more mangoes, moving upward along the curve. Change in supply. This happens due to factors other than price, supply such as technology, input cost, population, or government policy. It is shown by a shift of the entire supply curve, either forward increases in supply, or backward, decreases in supply. For example, if new fertilizer technology makes production cheaper, farmers can supply more at the same price, shifting the curve to the right. So remember, change in quantity supply is equal to movement along the curve, and change in supply is equal to shift of the entire curve. So to conclude, supply is a vital concept in economics. We have seen its definition, determinants, law, supply schedule, and the important distinction between change in supply and change in quantity supply. The main message is that supply depends both on price and on many other factors. Understanding supply helps producers, consumers, and policymakers to make a better decision in the market. Thank you for listening.